Hi, I'm Julia Caesar. Welcome to a special edition of The Biz. We've been behind the scenes of a major West End musical to see what it takes to make it all right on the night. We followed Scrooge the musical from the first photo call to the first night curtain call. Along the way, the cast and crew find themselves racing against time. Andy Ivey has the story of Scrooge, the making of a musical.
Midsummer, but snow is falling in the West End of London. Anthony Newley, the star of Scrooge the musical, is facing the press to drum up interest in the show.
Yep. Just come over that way a bit, Anthony. That's it, just there.
That's it.
It doesn't open until November, but there's a lot riding on its success. Newley badly wants a West End hit. He and composer Leslie Bricusse enjoyed enormous success in the 60s, with musicals like Dr. Dolittle and Stop the World, I Want to Get Off.
Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Newley.
For more than 20 years, Newley lived in America, where he played the cabaret circuit. He moved back to England when the work dried up. Scrooge came along at just the right time.
Of course I jumped at it. I was unemployed at the time. And, you know, Leslie always seems to have been at the points in my life when I needed help. And this show came at a rather low point in my career. And, of course, I grabbed it with both hands.
Do my eyes deceive me? Can my reason lie? Am I living here and now, or in some life gone by?
Newley's been playing Scrooge in theatres around Britain for the last 4 years. There have been versions of the show in Japan and Australia too, but it's never been staged in London. This production will be £1 million gamble for the producer, who's hired the Dominion Theatre for 3 months over Christmas.
The set alone is sort of £350,000 worth of materials. And by the time you've added sort of £250,000 to publicise the show and everything else, you're well in excess of £1 million.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me.
The 25-strong adult cast will be boosted by 22 children. 600 turn up to audition.
I'm really excited. I can't wait. I wish they'd open the doors because it's really boring standing here.
The plum part is that of Tiny Tim. Before candidates can show off their singing and dancing skills, they have to measure up. Or should that be down?
I'm looking for good actors, singers and dancers. I mean, it's no different for the children than it is for the grown-ups. And a desire to do it. I don't like children on stage who actually don't want to be there.
By law, children are allowed to perform for no more than 40 days, so there'll be 2 youngsters recruited for each part. But for most of the hopefuls, this is an early lesson in how cruel show business can be.
Number 34, number 35, 37, 45, 46 and 48. If those numbers can stay on the stage, anybody else, can you please leave? Thank you.
With only 3 weeks until they perform Scrooge in front of a live audience, the cast get together for the first run-through at a South London rehearsal room.
Being in the West End is very, very special. It's the Big Apple. It's the equivalent of going to New York, I suppose, for American performers. It also gives the London critics a chance to give you a going over, which is a great thrill. But you play to your peers. You can get people who you're mad and crazy about to come and see you. It's very important, I think, for a performer to come to the big city.
Daydreams don't deceive me. Reason doesn't hide.
People like me who, as I say, I've been in it 50 years now, and I've been in it mostly as a leading actor, you know, and to stay a leading actor, you need hits, and it would be nice to be a success in the West End. It's important for people like me to have hit product. One of the reasons I left America is I had no television show, I had no record, you know, or I didn't have a movie either, so, but, oh no, we need that.
December the 25th, but it's December the 25th, the dearest day of the year.
company can't begin rehearsals at the Dominion until the musical Grease has finished its run there and the Royal Variety performance is over. The pressure is on.
December the 25th. Hooray!
The stage where Tom Jones was headlining less than 36 hours earlier has to be rebuilt from scratch.
A week today is the first preview. So, as you can see here, the crew are basically reinstating this stage from 3.5 years of Grease and Monday Night's Royal Variety, which is just finished completing its get-out. Some shows, you know, have 3 or 4 weeks in venues prior to opening. We've got, with the company come in here for the first time on Monday, and they're on stage in front of an audience on Wednesday night. So it's tough, it's really tough on the company. These are all of the children's costumes, and there's a mixture here of both the UK and Australian costumes that we're using, both designed by the same man, Paul Farnsworth, and we're using them in all of them together this year. But these are all children. These sort of bring back memories from kids from Australia and kids from Birmingham and all over the place. There are 150, 160 costumes in the whole show, so it's, you know, for the ladies up here, it's pretty hard work.
The composer has a special affection for the Dominion Theatre. Formerly a cinema, it's where his original film version of Scrooge premiered 26 years ago.
Scrooge came into my life first in 1970 when Cinema Centre Films asked me to write the movie that we made with Albert Finney and Kenneth Moore and Alec Guinness and Edith Evans, among others. And for years after that, I hoped that we could convert it onto the stage, which I thought was a problem because of the possible limited appeal of a stage run. But we finally managed to do it about 4 years ago, and now finally it's coming into the West End.
6 days to go until the first preview, and the orchestra is rehearsing. The only quiet place they can find is the bar.
Too nerve-wracking not to be on top of it. No, I tend to be a worry gut, so I'll be crazed until it's all sewn up. I'm at the moment relearning the part now, and no, it's. I can never sit back. I wish I could. I'd love to do it off the cuff, but I can't do that. I'm too nervous.
Saturday, and he's treading the boards of the Dominion for the first time.
Is it in good shape?
The set has to be ready for Tuesday's first dress rehearsal, but there are some problems.
The situation was that we were panicking that we had to go out now and find a major prop maker to make a major prop for us. Luckily, we've just found one, and so that's the good news. The bad news is that we've got so much set and furniture at the moment at the rehearsal room that the lorry that's turned up to pick it all up to bring it here is basically not large enough. So he's going to have to do 2 runs, which doesn't sound an awful lot, but it's quite a lot more expense-wise.
The publicity machine is stepping up a gear. Representatives from the National Lottery film newly selecting the bulls for tonight's draw. Dickens' miser Scrooge will help someone win millions. The rest of the cast is arriving for a first run-through with the orchestra.
Oh, it's always the best day. I think the first day rehearsal, which is always like the first day of school when you meet everybody, is always exciting. And then actually putting the whole thing together the first time, when all the musical side is together, I think it's just really exciting. I always think it's the best day of a whole show.
It's Monday. In 2 days' time, an audience of 2,000 people will fill the Dominion Theatre for the first preview of Scrooge the Musical. Today is the first chance the cast have had to rehearse on stage. The technical rehearsal, checking all the sound, lighting and special effects, is taking place around them.
Time is money in the theatre. A big piece like this in rehearsal, like this in technical, once you're in the theatre, can cost about £500 a minute. You know, with everybody's salaries, all the electricity, all the machinery working, all the computers going, all the special effects, all the musicians, all the, you know, and the price of the theatre, and the rent, and the rates, and you add it all together, it's about £500 a minute.
Taking number 21, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
We'll just have quiet on stage for about 3 minutes. Any banging, crashing and noise, just want to do a quick fly.
Thank you.
Ebenezer!
Keep going. Nice. I've got all both lines. Yep. Very good. That's nice. All right.
Fine.
Travelling.
It's the first time I've ever done it, and it is quite painful. And it really pulls up here. And to keep your balance, it's best to keep your shoulders back and your head up.
The company is planning to hold a dress rehearsal on Tuesday, but a blackout on Monday night puts paid to that. Tuesday becomes a race against the clock.
Well, we haven't been very lucky. We've had a power failure. We've had certain pieces of scenery that haven't arrived, that when they have arrived, they're in the wrong shape, the wrong size.
We're probably effectively staffing time about a day behind at the moment. We've effectively lost this evening's dress rehearsal. We're aiming to have the dress rehearsal tomorrow afternoon. Our first preview is tomorrow night. But it means that everybody's got to pull out all the stops to get through today, complete the technical today. I'm also interrupting that with a photo call, which makes me really popular, but I've got to have front of house photos outside the theatre and a souvenir brochure, etc. And this is the only chance we're going to get them ready for the opening night.
Face is full of hate.
So rotten, he's so bad, he's a real man.
Excellent. Right.
If you're nodding thank you very much and you're on Cratchit, can you get ready for the Cratchit scene?
Backstage, the wardrobe department is working flat out as well.
So you're really busy? Are you doing anything at the moment? Because I'm really busy.
This one, if you put newspaper.
Now hang on, that's too big for you.
Yeah.
And this is too small.
And the wigs are getting their daily grooming.
These wigs, I mean, I suppose you know, they roughly cost about £700. But if they're looked after, they can last for years. This is a mixture of hair and yak. Yak gives a great body. Also, it dyes very well. So when you think there's, you know, some yak running up some mountain, I mean, part of him's on a wig. That's the part that amuses me.
Shall we have it again with a bit more?
Yeah, can we have a bit more pep?
A bit more energy?
It's an enormous thing, this. A big show like this. It's like launching a battleship. You know, it really is. It's difficult. It's hard, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Supremely confident.
Will you sleep well tonight?
Oh, yes, always do.
The director is one of the few to get a good night's sleep. The dress rehearsal begins in 15 minutes. It's the only full run-through the company will have before this evening's opening performance.
Absolutely petrified. Yes, absolutely. None of us feel ready for it at the moment, but we should be all right by tonight.
The dress rehearsal gets off to a sticky start when the door won't open.
Richard, stop them! Peter, while we've stopped, that first sound cue. Thunder. Too late. Too quiet.
They start again, but this time it's Bob Cratchit's desk and the scenery that are sticking.
It's swinging. Tom, you shouldn't travel on that. From up there. Shut that.
Can you stand by on stage, please?
The scenery's fixed, and Tom Watt, playing Bob Cratchit, gets round the other problem by walking on. They get through the rest of the dress rehearsal, but with only a couple of hours until the curtain goes up for real, there's still work to do.
It was just a bit scary, and I think it's worse for the children because they haven't had a good go at it at all. You know, they got there today and they got halfway through, 20 minutes into the show the last time they were here, so they've just had a lot of catching up to do.
My side's right. Excellent.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dominion Theatre for tonight's performance of Scrooge.
We think we've achieved what we've set out to achieve. What do they think of it? We'll only know at the end, really. Stick around.
So what's your stress level like at the moment?
Good, very high, very high, very high. I've got a headache. I've just been to see our star and said, please sing sweetly this evening, so we'll see.
Yes. Blaine's going inside.
£2.05. Mr. Scrooge, sir, we've been giving more credit than usual.
Yes, so £2.05.
As it's Christmas, sir, we've given people an extra week or two to pay.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll give you an extra week to pay.
Thank you, sir.
Which will cost you a further 12 shillings.
12 shillings?
Or would you rather I confiscated your card and its entire proceeds, as is my right?
No, sir. We'll pay, sir.
Drink.
Hello, it's me. Are you respectable?
Yeah, I am.
I've got a camera behind me.
Oh my God.
Smash it. I've got a camera behind me. Sorry about this. Excellent. Congratulations. You've got to speak up.
Okay.
You have a very gentle persona, gentle voice, and you need just a little more edge. It's hard because you're acting 13. So good. They're all in tears up there. They don't want to leave the building.
Oh, bless them.
I'm going to do it all again tomorrow twice.
While the adults head for the bar, the children head for home.
His mum's going to send his pyjamas tomorrow.
Is she? Right, darling. Come on. Here he comes.
Hey! Well done, David. Well done.
He's tired.
Thank you. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
We got through it, which was the most important thing. There were a couple of sticky moments at the beginning of the show. A couple of doors got stuck. A couple of props weren't where they should have been, but we got through it, and that was the most important thing. My star seemed really happy, so that was good. He got through it, and we'll just have to build on what we've got from now. Another 3 or 4 sort of days, and we've got an opening night, so we'll see what happens.
It's the official first night of Scrooge the Musical. The red carpet has been rolled out for the celebrity audience. The front of house pictures have arrived just in time. The critics will be in too, and the cast get one last briefing.
On the second chorus of Good Times, when you go to Mrs. C, it needs lifting. It sounds to me as if it's going right back to the beginning again.
Obviously, there's an atmosphere when you're out on stage about a first night, you know, and the audience is... I think the audience is generally more nervous than the cast are, really, but it does mean there's a bit of crackle in the air.
I was wrong. Stephen.
What?
Yes, I was wrong. And turned to happiness.
I've never kind of trained for musical theatre or, you know, particularly trained as a singer. So, yeah, I do a vocal warm-up along with everybody else because I probably need it more than most of them do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've still got the mic on correct.
Chestnuts, chestnuts.
Yeah.
That's all I hear. And I really should hear oranges, apples, get your fresh bread.
Get your Scrooge programs here, £2 per program.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public announcement. Due to the severe congestion in the foyer, can I please ask you to make your way through to your seats? Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be so kind as to start clearing the foyer?
Well, it's a lovely sort of full circle, you know, having started with Tony, and it's strange that this time we're in different chairs, you know, I'm writing and he's performing, but he's wonderful in the show. And it's great to have him back here, I must say.
At the after-show party, Newley's entrance is greeted with spontaneous applause.
Marvellous, marvellous. You know, when I play Broadway, they do that everywhere, but they don't do that here too much, so it's rather nice.
The news from the box office is good. Advanced ticket sales have covered the cost of the show. In the morning, the critics will be divided in their opinions. But tonight belongs to Anthony Newley.
The opening night is difficult because you're all trying to do it right, but you're not flowing, you know, like another night. But this is the night that counts because all the prayers are in there. 50 years on, it's lovely if they like it, but if they don't, next, not much you can do about it.